Welcome into Duval Daily, presented by GenJag.com. I'm Jordan Alugo. Thank you so much for tuning in here on Thursday, October 10th. Hopefully everybody has stayed safe out there. We've actually got some sun peeking through the clouds here in Duval County. Hurricane Milton, I know, ravaged much of the state, Central and West Florida. Hopefully everyone's safe out there. Really appreciate y'all being here. So, Jaguars versus Bears. We've got the game preview, the big game preview. We will have more intricate and detailed and micro looks at certain areas of this game as we move forward through the week. But as of right now, we're just getting into this broad preview. It's a tough matchup for the Jaguars in some ways. There's no doubt about it. It is in London, which theoretically should be an advantage for the Jaguars, even though they're technically on the road. They've got a lot of experience over there. This entire team does. It's a critical matchup, certainly for the Jaguars, really for both teams. The Jaguars, though, it's a must-win game for them. They're 1-4 coming off their first win of the season. They cannot fall to 1-5. They can't afford to lose either of their games in London. They play the Bears and then the Patriots. After that, they have got a gauntlet against really talented, really good NFC teams, 4 straight games. So the Jaguars got to get a win here against the Chicago Bears. A young team, a team with a rookie quarterback, team that hasn't played in London since 2019. So there's a lot of newness for the Bears. There's a lot of experience for the Jaguars. They've got to get a win, bottom line. The Bears want to get a win too, though. They're 3-2, coming off 2 straight victories. A team that they have expectations. Even though they have a rookie quarterback, there are expectations in Chicago. And Matt Eberflus, this isn't his first year as head coach. He's got to win. And so this is a team that's in a really tough division. The Bears are. When you talk about the Vikings and the Packers and the Lions, Bears as well. So both of these teams need to win. They absolutely do. Going to see Mercedes Lewis for the Bears, 40 years old, absolutely incredible. Former Jaguars first-round pick. Did want to remind y'all, if you enjoy the content, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You can also check out genjag.com/shop, pick up some new Duval gear like the hat I'm wearing right now. Become a channel member here on YouTube. Thank you so much for supporting what we do here. Couldn't be doing this without y'all. So the Bears, they're 3-0 in Chicago, 0-2 outside of the Windy City. Caleb Williams and the offense, they've struggled a good bit outside of their hometown. And again, they're technically at home against the Jaguars, but Jaguars have certainly played more at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium than the Bears have, and probably more than any other team. So the Bears, as I mentioned, they have a rookie quarterback, number 1 overall pick, Caleb Williams. And how demoralizing for their Week 5 opponent, the Carolina Panthers, who have now benched Bryce Young, whom they traded away the first overall pick in 2024 to acquire to the Chicago Bears. And the Panthers just got smoked by the Bears. So, awful situation for them, right? But for the Bears and Caleb Williams, there's been ups and downs, ebbs and flows to this rookie season so far. He is a rookie playing away from home in London for the first time. But I do think that he's going to be a superstar in this league. I have very little doubt about that. I think he's an incredible football player. Incredible arm talent. Great mind for the game, instincts, feel. So I think that it's just a matter of time before he becomes a Pro Bowl, All-Pro caliber type of quarterback for the Bears. But right now, he's still growing. He's still learning. Right now, the Bears, they want to run the ball to win games. That's their recipe for winning games. In their last 2 wins, they have run the ball more than they've thrown it. Against the Titans, offensively, they didn't do much in their first win of the season in Week 1, but defensively, they were able to create a lot of turnovers, score on the defensive side of the ball, and that helped them win that football game. But when they do pass it, they have got absolute dogs for Caleb Williams to throw the football to. DJ Moore scored 2 touchdowns last week, one of the best receivers in the league. Rome Odunze, an unbelievably talented young rookie. Keenan Allen has been a stud for a long time. You've got DeAndre Swift as a good pass-catching back. Cole Kmet's a good pass-catching tight end. So they've got a lot of weapons, no doubt about it, and they're a good running team. Offensive line-wise, they have had some ups and downs. Against good pass rushers, they've struggled a bit. So when you talk about Jaguars versus Bears offense versus Jaguars defense, the Jaguars defense has done a good job stopping the run this year. They absolutely have. And if they're able to do that against the Bears, it's going to force the Bears to throw the ball. again, the Bears have a talented quarterback and talented receivers, but their tackles, when they've gotten in games where they feel like they have to throw the ball more than they can run it, they've struggled a little bit against good pass rushes. Braxton Jones and Darnell Wright had two pretty poor games against the two teams they've lost to, right? So I think, and that's the Texans and the Colts. I think if you're able to use Trayvon Walker and Josh Hines Allen as pass rushers and stop the run and get those pass rushers going, you'll have a chance to really disrupt the flow of this Bears offense. So I think that'll be interesting to watch. Before we get into Jaguars offense and Bears defense, got to tell you all about Underdog. It's where I play best ball, have a blast with their pick'em as well. Making picks on Underdog is straightforward. Signing up is even easier. You just got to head over to Underdog's simple to use mobile app or underdogfantasy.com. Sign up with promo code Duval Daily. Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first cash pick'em entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code Duval Daily to claim your new customer special of a free pick and your deposit offer. Must be 18 plus, 19 plus Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, 21 plus Massachusetts and Arizona, and present in a state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Void in Colorado. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. Arizona, 1-800-NEXT-STEP. That's 1-800-639-8783 or text NEXT STEP to 53342. New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-8778 Hope NY or text Hope NY 467-369. Shout out to Underdog Fantasy for sponsoring the show, helping keep the lights on here. So looking at the Bears defense and the Jaguars offense, this is one of the best defenses in the league. Like from an EPA per play standpoint, they're the best. They haven't allowed more than 21 points in a game yet. They've got talent at all three levels. They are well coached by Matt Eberflus and company. Montez Sweat up front was a great addition for them. They drafted Austin Booker, who has made an impact. DeMarcus Walker, local kid from Jacksonville by way of Florida State. Another good football player. Gervon Dexter up front, the Florida defensive tackle. They've got some guys playing some decent football up front, again, led by Montez Sweat. Very, very good linebacker play. TJ Edwards, Tremaine Edmonds, two studs at linebacker. And then in the secondary, there's talent all over the place. Jalen Jones, one of the best corners in football. Kevin Byard has been a Jaguar killer, the safety. He has picked off more passes against the Jaguars than probably anyone else. Tyreek Stevenson, a very good young corner. Kyler Gordon playing nickel for them. And Jaquan Brisker, also another young safety who is very good, very talented out of Penn State. Now, Jaquan Brisker is in the concussion protocol, so it's unclear where he'll be for this one, if he'll be ready to go. Just got to have to wait and see. He did not participate in practice on Wednesday. That could be an advantage for the Jaguars a little bit there. This is a defense, though. They will mix it up on you a little bit more than what you saw last week against the Colts, but they do run a lot of cover one and a ton of cover three. Right up there with the Colts in terms of the amount of cover three they run. And Eberflus, he not necessarily come from a Gus Bradley tree like he coached in the NFL before coaching under Gus Bradley, but he was Gus Bradley's defensive coordinator in Indy for several years. They run similar defenses. They just have a lot more talent on the back end to be able to play that way than the Colts do right now. Trevor Lawrence should theoretically be able to have a similar plan of attack to what he had last week. Now the Jaguars offense, they're hopeful to get Evan Ingram back in this one as well, which would be huge for them. They've been able to get the ground game going with Tank Bigsby. Travis Etienne had a big day receiving last week. Brian Thomas Jr. looking like just an incredible pick, able to trade down and land him and bring him in. And he's clearly their wide receiver one now at this point, but you got Christian Kirk playing good football as well. Jaguars offensive line has been playing better the last couple weeks against a couple of defensive fronts that the Chicago Bears offensive line really struggled with. Again, the Texans and the Colts. So the Jaguars, they're starting to play better football. It's still going to be a tough matchup for the Jaguars offense versus this Bears defense, which is, again, playing very good football. Special teams-wise, as you've got Murray going wild in the background, hopefully it's not too distracting for y'all. No Devin Duvernay for the Jaguars, who was placed on injured reserve, so you're probably going to see Parker Washington as the returner. But both of these teams have very strong special teams units overall. One thing to keep in mind that we just kind of got news of, while the Jaguars should have the advantage playing in London. Again, Jaguars go there every year, play there multiple times. The Bears haven't done it under this regime. Their flight was slightly delayed due to the hurricane. They will now have practice and media availability on Saturday instead of Friday, so they're set back a little bit. Will that impact the team? That remains to be seen, but it is something to keep an eye on. We will have matchups to watch, keys to victory, bold predictions, all that fun stuff coming up later in the week. Really appreciate y'all tuning in. If you enjoy the content, please like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. You can also check out genjag.com/shop, pick up some new Duval gear like the hat I'm wearing right now. Become a channel member here on YouTube. Y'all have a good one.